So today is Wednesday? Wednesday, about 2 days after. Can I stop biting that? You know when you have cats and they want to chew on cords and stuff? So, did legs today with Mr. Paul Baker, Pro, IFBB Pro. And I was actually, I trained with him a long time ago to do legs. And that was the first time I realized that I didn't train hard enough. And so after that leg day in 2013, I decided to train harder. And so this was the first time since then that we've actually trained legs. And I see why I ran away from that. But it felt good. I really was. I've never done leg curls and felt lightheaded. I mean, I had to lay down on the floor. That doesn't typically happen to me. But it was a great workout. We did, what did we start with? We started with, well, I got there a little late due to traffic coming from Miami. We started with, I did a little light leg extensions, about 2 sets. And then we started with the pit shark. I don't know if you guys know what the pit shark is, but I'm sure it's called many different names. But it's basically where the weight is, there's a belt around your waist, and there's a chain through your middle, between your legs, connected to an apparatus that lifts the weight so that you're not putting the load on your spine. But he actually had us doing it in a way where we wanted to target our quads more. So it was good. You know, we did about 4 or 5 sets there. And then I moved on to leg extensions, where after the first set, my legs felt like they were about to explode. And then he had me do leg extensions leg curls right after that. And then back and forth for about 3 or 4 sets. And then I did leg press. And man, it's amazing when you have someone else pushing you, how much more you can go. Yeah. So after that, came home. First thing I did was feed the cats, because I didn't feed the cats this morning. So yes, they had an intermittent fast. Fed the cats, and then I made a quick creatine with a little active energy from Sun Warrior that I put together, just because I haven't taken creatine in a couple days, and I know creatine does help me with recovery. So I needed that. And I usually have it early in the morning, but I rushed out early for clients this morning, so I didn't get the opportunity to put it in. So I decided to get it in after my workout, which as long as you get it in the day, I do only 5 grams of creatine. And Sun Warrior's creatine is really good, so I appreciate them blessing me with that. So I did that. Then I put my Crave meal, warmed it up. As you can see, got some potatoes, some mushrooms. I added the tofu to it just to kind of give an extra boost of protein. This has about 49 grams of carbs, I think 17 grams of protein, plus with the tofu in it, you're looking at about 35 grams of protein, something like that. But it's actually a really good meal. This is why Crave plant-based is actually pretty cool, because sometimes when I'm not in the mood to cook something, I can just warm up one of these meals to go and get my food in. And I also made myself a shake so that I have a little extra stuff to go. And plus, it's so good, you know, it's actually helpful in kind of giving me that dessert. You know, I'm getting ready. I think I'm gonna do 4 shows this year. So I can put my face out there a little more. You know, and just marketing from me, as well as, you know, I love to see the improvements that I can do. But I know a lot of it has to do with how I present my body on stage. Because, from what I hear, is even the judges said, you have it, everything. And I know I just got to get better at presentation. Bodybuilding for me was easy. Men's physique, starting to realize it's not as easy as people think it is because, you're not flexing your legs or whatever. I'm always watching cartoons. Cartoons when I have a little free time, especially when I'm eating. Sometimes I get on my laptop and post or put up a YouTube like this one. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, share, let people know that, plant-based, vegan, we can still thrive and build muscle. This past weekend, I was in LA for the LA Fit Expo. It's changed a lot. I don't think in my opinion, I don't feel like it's going to get any better. I think that was pretty much my last time going to the LA Fit Expo. If I go to LA around that time, it'll be for something totally different. Just to connect with people, friends that I know out there, and just enjoy LA. But this time of year, LA was not. It was rainy and cold. Then I came back here to nice, sunny South Florida, 82 degrees. Sun is out, go get a tan. Couldn't do that in LA. This has a pretty good mix. We got beans, frijoles, mushrooms, potatoes, asparagus, and I added, like I said, I added the tofu to it. We also have some sweet potato. Sweet potato is one of my favorite potatoes, specifically Japanese sweet potato. Now, typical regular basis for me, because I get the question a lot about what I eat. I literally was raised on tofu, soy, however you want to call it. And that's been a long time. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions right now because there's so many self-proclaimed gurus who claim to have all this information in regards to nutrition and tell you that don't eat this, don't eat that, because it didn't work for them. That's not necessarily the case for everyone. Just the same as someone who has shoulder issues can do certain shoulder exercises, right? Even though we know certain exercises are good for building shoulders in a specific way, that said person who has that issue has to work around that exercise or movement in order to get a similar outcome. So yeah. I should have eaten before that workout. So I actually didn't, kind of intermittent fasted into that workout. And when I got there, which I typically don't do, I took in a energy drink. Yeah. Just to kind of get me through it. Man. I still got lightheaded because when Paul Baker train you, you push you hard. I like my food to be really hot when I eat it. I let it sit for too long after I warmed it up, so it's not as hot as I particularly like it. But I'm hungry. Another thing, since we're on the subject of food, there is no magical food. I know a lot of times people say, just eat this and you'll get lean. That goes down into caloric deficit or not. It's not the food that's causing the lean effect. It's the deficit depending on food, depending on activity, everyday activity, rest. There's so many variables when it comes to getting lean or getting the body you want. A lot of times people don't talk about that. They don't talk about the genetics that are involved. You know, I could say, hey, get a small waist like me. You're not going to get a small waist like me. You're not me. My genetics set me up for the way I'm going to look structurally. I can add as much muscle as I can on there with proper nutrition, rest, recovery, and exercise. But in the end, I'm going to look at like the best version of Tori Washington. And you're going to look like the best version of you. That's if you put in the work. The work. The work is what's going to get you the results you're looking for. I'm a stickler about chewing my food and not necessarily talking with food in my mouth. Just the way I am. Because I feel like it's sometimes people can spit food out on you. You know. And for me, that's just kind of how I was raised. Just as much as I was raised to clean up behind me and all that other stuff. So yeah, food is very tasty. They had a nice little sauce to go with it. I'm not sure exactly what was in it, but it was green, so maybe some cilantro. I'm not sure, but it goes really well with it. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm washing clothes right now. You know, honestly, I'm a pretty private individual when it comes to my private life. So this is definitely getting out of that comfort zone. So after I drank my creatine, put my food to warm up, I then proceeded to take a much needed shower. like to do warm, no, I understand warm. Hot showers at night or in the evening, afternoon, and cold showers in the morning. Relatively cold because this is South Florida. The cold water is not cold as it is like up north or something like that. LA's cold water was cold. Can you imagine? These videos will forever exist, even when you're gone. So it's as if you're leaving a legacy, but not on purpose. So what is that? The last white potato. White potato. You know, they call them simple carbohydrates. It's also really good at helping the uptake of protein because it's so-called fast digesting carbohydrate. Potatoes and me are friends. Hmm. I eat white rice, brown rice. I don't eat brown rice that much like I used to. I just like white rice better. Even, especially the sticky white rice. Woo, so good. So good. Japanese sweet potatoes, Ezekiel bread, and, you know, my laundry's done. That was good. Now, mind you, a lot of times, like, that's all you eat? Not necessarily. I'll eat more. I may have something that's a little bit sweet, even after this. Ooh, that's so good. This is that birthday cake flavor, the active protein from Sun Warrior. Man, you feel like you're really eating the cake. Yeah. I do mine simple. I use almond milk, 2 scoops, give you 30 grams of protein, and some water. Real simple. And shake it up or blend it up, however I want to do it. It's so good. So, so good. So, yeah. Again, I thank you guys for your time. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. So go ahead, subscribe, like, tell me what more you want to see. More meals, breakfast, dinner, lunch, snacks, however you want to see them. I'm going to do as much as I can here to kind of share with you guys some insights on and behind the scenes of my life. even some of my training sessions with myself and with my clients. So, once again, thank you all. I appreciate you more than you may realize. Let's go ahead and share this with the world. Let people know we can be plant-based, vegan, and still thrive, build muscle, eat good, and just survive in this life. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon.